Hi everybody, welcome to Tom's Manshed. Okay, now this video is going to be on how effective a weed killer is, a particular weed killer. Not my usual electronic or gadgety type reviews, but it has to be done, weed killing. And over the years, I've been 37 years, I think, in this house now, since 1986. Over the years, I've used many different weed killers from all sorts of supermarkets and mix it yourself ones and ready to use ones and everything. But the best and most economical one I've come across, which this one is a glyphosate based one, or glyphosate if that's how you pronounce it. Now, I know a few countries have banned glyphosate weed killers. So yeah, I'm not sure what it's glyphosate or whatever, but a few countries have banned it due to it being a possible carcinogenic. But it's totally legal to sell in the UK. It's readily available online. It's in most weed killers that you get ready mixed. So I'm not too concerned about it. Just obviously be careful. If you're at all concerned, do some research and get a different based weed killer or whatever. So this is just a review on how effective it is. But I know I'll get some comments saying, oh, it's dangerous and everything, but it's not been bought illegally or anything like that. So I'm happy to use it. There's no pets in our house. Either of the two next doors hasn't got pets either. But I am very careful. I only keep it to my property. I make sure that there's no wind, or the wind is blowing towards my property so it doesn't drift onto anybody else's or whatever. But like I said, this review is just on how effective it is. Now, I tried my first one of this glyphosate about 4 years ago. So the 5 litres lasted me about 4 years. And that's selling some to friends and family as well. So this 5 litre bottle I'll be showing you shortly lasts for ages and ages and ages. Now, when I bought the first one, it was this one called Clinic Up. It was this one here, and I'm pretty sure I've looked back in my records and I can't find it, but it's got it in my manner. It was about 26 quid, about probably 5 years ago. And when I came to look online now, because it's just run out, I'm just amazed it's like doubled in price. The one I'll be showing you I'll show you the exact price, is about £55 for the 5 litres of concentrate. Now that's a lot of money, but when you're looking at weed killers, and again I'll show you some on Amazon shortly, and I'll show you how much they are in effective use per litre ready to use. Be very careful that you're looking at you're comparing like with like, because loads are already diluted and ready to use. So you might think, oh, 4 litres of that for only 20 quid, but it's ready diluted, it's not concentrated. So I think you're much better off buying the concentrated stuff. If you can't afford like 55 quid for the 5 litres, maybe a couple of your friends and neighbours could share the cost with you or whatever. But this is the most economical way of doing it. And we'll see how effective it is very soon as well. So, like I said, this was the one I got, this Clinic Up. And you'll see on this picture that it's a bit blurred, but you can see at the top, it's 360 grams of glyphosate or whatever per litre. Now, there is commercial stuff that's 540 per litre. But this is about the strongest you can get for normal sort of use. And you get this on the front of the bottle. And it is vast, this leaflet. And this is all English. It's not in different languages. Every one of these words is English, and it goes through what dilutions to use and how many acres and hectares or whatever square meters or whatever it'll cover for different purposes. But it's on page 4, because you look for ages looking for the dilution thing. And here it is, knapsack rate estimator. So that's like a normal pressurized sprayer. And you mix it at 24 millilitres per litre of water. That's what I've used it for this video. So this is it. Gallup XL. And I've written on the back the thing, diluted thing. and I'll be using it in this, just a bog standard 5 litre sprayer from Wilco's. You pump up the handle here, pump up the pressure with that, a few pumps, and you can spray out and pressurise. You can alter the end of it here for fine and coarse. They recommend you use quite a coarse spray, get plenty on it. You don't want it for a fine mist like some plants when you put in fertiliser on or whatever. You want quite a coarse thing to give it a good soaking. So that's what I've used. So I'll show you now what I mean about the prices on Amazon and eBay. So that's the one I got. I looked all over on Amazon to find 5 litres of it for this sort of price, and there isn't any. It's a lot different on Amazon. So 55.35, including postage. There's a thing here saying you can get it for 50.92. There's a discount on it at the moment. But that, like I say, although it seems expensive, it isn't. So at 24 millilitres of fluid per 1 litre of water, you'll get 208 litres ready to use out of that. So that is 41 of them 5 litre spray bottles full. And that works out at 26 pence per litre. I'll put all this on screen in a bit as well. But 26 pence per litre. Now, if you look at some of these on Amazon, you see you got it there, Gallup, but that's 2 times 1 litres. So you're getting 2 litres only for 38 quid. Again here, 2 litres, 2 1 litre bottles for 38, 39 quid. I got 5 litres for 55 quid. 1 litre there for 22 quid, so for 23 quid. So 5 litres of that would be over £100. Again here, all the same here, 360 grams of the same thing, but it's a 2 litre bottle for 38 quid. Now this here, you think, oh, 4 litres, 19 quid. That is 4 litres ready to use. So that ready to use at 19 quid for 4 litres makes it £4.75 per litre. And the one we're using is 26 pence per litre. So a vast difference buying it ready to use. Again here, Roundup, another one there, same thing, 4 litres, works out at £4.25 pence per litre. And the one we're using is 26 pence per litre. Roundup here, ready to use, pump and go, 5 litres, 26 quid, that works out at £5 per litre. So it's massively, massively cheaper buying this I've shown you on eBay and mixing it yourself. So, like I say, I'll put it on screen here or there, and you can see for yourself how cheap it is. If you can find one ready mixed at less than 26 pence per litre, you're a good, and let me know where you can get it, because that's the cheapest you'll get it, pretty sure, and it's really, really good stuff, as we will see. So let's have a look now at how much that actually is, 25 millilitres per litre, and we'll mix it up and we'll put it in this spray. Okay, so I've written on the back there to remind myself, dilute at 24 millilitres per litre of water. So 120 in a 5 litre sprayer. So take this off. Don't know how many millilitres that is. I'm just gonna try. That's about 50 millilitres. So one of these is double what you need. So I'm just going to pour this water out, and I'm going to pour 24 millilitres of that. And I'll show you what that looks like. try and hold it level. That's the millilitres there, so it's just above halfway, so I'd say that's, well, that's 30 millilitres. That's all you need in a litre of water. So I'm going to pour that in here now, and I'm just going to put 1 litre of water in here. So I'll use this this glass to do it. So that's 350. 700. Okay, that's 1 litre. It's showing, I don't know whether you can see. I can see it's up to 1 litre on the sprayer. So, right, let's go and spray the weeds. Okay, so I've already done our house a while ago, but I thought I'd use the neighbour's weeds just to demonstrate for this video. So I didn't spray his weeds at all. It's worked fantastic on my weeds, as you'll see at the beginning of the videos. I cross over my dead weeds to get to his live weeds, and we're going to spray them now. So you'll see this 1 litre goes quite a long way, giving them a good soak. Now, I haven't a clue what these weeds are. I'll be putting a picture of them later with like weed 1, weed 2 on each day, day 1 right through to 2 weeks, showing the progress of how they're dying off over the 2 weeks. Now, I'd be dead interested to know what these plants are. Like I say, I haven't a clue when it comes to plants. Show me a silhouette of an aircraft, or play me an intro of a 60s or 70s pop record. Great. Plants, haven't a clue. So I've put on the thing, plant 1, plant 2. Be great if anybody could state in the comments what these plants are, and I'll add it later on in the description. So we start off with this thing. It looks like a tree that's growing. The leaves look like a full-size tree in my neighbour's garden, but so it could be a sycamore tree or something. But so how effective at that long term it'll be, I don't know. But we're going to start on that and then move round to some dandelion-looking things and some other stuff. So let's go and have a look at me actually spraying them now. Okay, so as you can see, spoiler alert, this is what I've already done on my shared bit of the drive. But what I'm going to do is going to do my neighbours now, my neighbours' weeds. Starting off with this one, and this is sort of like quite a tree. So I'm going to do all the leaves, and this one with the purple flowers. All that. And here, and as you can see, the spray is quite a coarse spray, so don't have it on the finest, have it on the one that's putting quite a lot of water out. Put it all over the leaves. Now this is a different one. It's got like fluffy bits on the top. Dandelion is it? I don't know. Good soaking even on the very tops of the leaves, and it says do the soil between them as well. Well, these are definitely dandelion ones. I'm just going to give the sprayer a pump. Right at the top. And this is grass. So I'm thoroughly soaking the grass. I'm not doing that bit on the right too much. This one here, I'm not sure what this is it called groundsel, is it? these tiny little bits left now. Right, let's use that LITRE up. Okay, so that was done a couple of weeks ago, and every day since sprayed, I've gone round with my camera, videoing it day by day and cataloguing what they look like each separate day. Now, there's 2 days I missed, over 14 days. I think I missed day 9 and day 13, but you'll still get the idea. So what I've done, like I say, I've done like a little picture montage, reading from left to right on the top row, and then down to the middle row, left to right, and then down to the third row, left to right, starting with day 1 in the top left, finishing with day 14 in the bottom right. Each one showing you a picture of that particular weed, like I say, which I'd love to know the actual what they are, and how effective it is on them. But as you'll see, some it seems to kill off pretty easy. Some, the little tiny one with the sort of nice looking leaves, a little tiny one about that big, it was really hardy. It wasn't until the very, very end that it finally got it. Whereas like the dandelion one, it was looking worse for wear after a few days. But like I said, this is over a couple of weeks. So like I said, don't expect immediate results like a day or two after, because that's not the way it works. They recommend you put it on in the morning, and because then the whole plant has a chance to sort of suck it in. Don't put it at night because it's stopped breathing or whatever. These are totally layman terms, these, but that's what the all the research I've read on it says. Ideal time to do it is in the morning when it's got all day as it's growing. Do it in the spring and summer when it's in the growing. Don't do it in the winter, and again, don't do it on a sizzling hot day, because it'll probably evaporate from the plant before it's had a chance to suck it in through its leaves. So a mildly sort of temperature day, and in the morning and in the summer. So if you do that, you'll get the best results. So let's have a look at them now, starting off with plant 1 and seeing how it went over the course of the 2 weeks. So this is weed number 1. Like I said, I think it's a tree, enlighten me if it is or not. Sycamore tree or whatever, and quite sort of thriving there. By the end of the 2 weeks, as you can see bottom right, some of the leaves have begun to die, but the stems look still quite healthy and there's still plenty of green left. So that is definitely going to need another application, I reckon. Might die off even more over the next while, but I'm going to give it, because it's been 2 weeks, I'm going to give it another dousing and then see how it goes 1 week and 2 weeks after that. So this is weed 2, and this seemed to sort of like die off the easiest, really, one of the easiest. You can see by the end of the 2 weeks, it's pretty brown there on the floor. There's a couple of little green bits still showing, so again, they're all going to get another application, but that has died a lot more than the weed number 1 did. So weed number 3 now, I think this is the same as weed number 2. If anything, this has died a bit more quickly, and it looked healthier to begin with, so it's slightly bigger, but again, a dandelion, I think, but I'm not sure. So that's weed 3. Right, now this is the smallest of them, weed 4, but it's probably one of the hardiest. As you can see, right up to the final row, it's still green, so I don't know whether it's just a tiny version of the first one, like a tree or not, but it's very hardy. And finally, weed 5. Again, think it might be a dandelion, I'm not sure, but seemed a bit harder than the others. But the grass to the right of it, you can see, is died off after about 4 days. That went brown after just 4 days or so only, so quite easy to get rid of that. So just to show you the sort of plant number 3 over 14, I've put them little pictures together and sped them up into do sort of like an animated sequence, a time lapse sort of thing, and you'll see definitely, when you're viewing it over just a couple of seconds, you can definitely see it dying off over the 2 weeks. So yeah, as you saw on that speeded up bit there, it's pretty much killed it off, I think, and even longer. I'm pretty sure that would probably die. But as you saw, some of them still have got some green on them, particularly the tree, and it has been 2 weeks now. When I did my weeds, I did them, and then I did them. I'd sort of given up too early, and then I did them again about 4 days later, and then I did them again a couple of days after that. Still didn't even take a full thing. It was only that was like 3 litres in total, so I wasn't bothered about using it or anything. But definitely then, 2 weeks later, they were all dead as a doornail. Now I've only given these the one application so far, and like I say, I've waited the 2 weeks and it's shown good results. But I'm still not convinced that just one application is going to do it fully for the tougher ones. So I'm going to give it another go now, and I did this 2 days ago, so it's another spray. I'll show you the video of it again. It's just like the first one, but you can see all the other ones I haven't filmed individually during the video to see how they've gone on. And as you can see, I give them another thorough soaking, and that was 2 days ago. So let's just have a look at that now. So as you can see, weed 1, the tree or whatever it is still got some signs of green on it. Certainly don't look as good, but see if this will finally sort of kill it off. If not, so I'll just have to chop it out or something. But so another thorough soaking for that. This thing to the right of it was pretty dead to begin with, but I think that's pretty much dead now. It's just all brown. But any green bits on the top there, give it another spray. This was mine. Like I say, I did this months ago and they haven't grown back. So, but that was about 3 applications over 2 weeks. So this again, it's pretty much seen it off, but there's bits of green there. That's I don't know if that's a new one or what, but it's still surviving. The little ones seem the best. So that, like I said, died very early on, but giving it another go just to make sure. And anything that's looking green, again, it's looking a bit of sorry state, but it's still alive, still green on that. And there is some still left in that, although that's, like I said, that's pretty much dead, I think. So, yeah, tiny. It's these little tiny ones that seem to withstand it the best. So whether they the same as that tree, but just young versions, I don't know. These are all like mosses and lichens or whatever. These are the bits I didn't film individually, all these tiny ones. Some with pink flowers there. Again, I'm doing all the sort of soil that they're growing up on the ground. They could do with pressure washing these driver really. And these two at the very front, again, that's still looking pretty good. Some bits have died, but that shrunk back a lot, but it's still alive. Now there's bits of new green growing out the grass, but as you can see, the grass is totally gone. It's totally gone brown, but there are some bits of vegetation. Again, more grass, but give it a spray just to be sure. Tiny bit of green there. And this is that groundsel, I think it's called. Again, it looks like 90% dead to me, but there is a tiny fraction of green there, so I'm giving it a spray. And that's it. So that's the stage we're up to now. Like I said, that last bit you've just seen was filmed 2 days ago. And I'm going to give it another sort of 5 days to complete the week. Film it then. And then another week after that. And film it then. And hopefully that should be it. Like I said, I'm not convinced on the big one, weed number 1, the tree or whatever. If that's still alive, it's up to my neighbour. He can just chop it off with a spade or something like that. But that's the stage we're up to now. So that's as much as I can film and edit now. So I'm going to catch you in a couple of weeks to see the final results. And for me, it'll be a couple of weeks. For you, it'll be 1 millisecond starting now. Okay, and I'm back. So yeah, 1 millisecond for you, and actually about 9 days. Now I said just then that I was going to film it again 1 week later, and then a final week after that. But I thought it's my usual video. It's getting long now. You're probably getting bored. So I've done it at 9 days or so after. So after a week, it was about sort of like the same, and as it is now, and then sort of like 2 days after that. So this is 9 days, and this is the final time. So I've just been out now, 15 minutes ago, filmed this, and well, as you can see, they're all, to my mind, pretty much dead. So let's have a look at them now, the final video. Okay, so this is 1 week after the second application. So I think that tree is pretty much dead now. There's some green on the bottom there, so I'll just have to monitor how that goes. But I'm hoping it'll just stay like that. It's still erect because it's on its sort of quite thick branches, but I'm hoping they're just dead. So that's the thing at the side. Just a bit of final thing. There's one at the back there, that little thing. Whether I sort of missed that the first time round, I don't know. But I certainly did it second, and it's beginning to show signs of dying. It was bright green before. It might have been a new one that had started growing, I can't remember. That's the first one that died. But all these others, there isn't really any sign of green left on them now. And all this tiny bits of grass along here. And again, around here. There's a bit of green there, and that's one of them flowers that I've just shown, so they seem extremely tough. But the rest of it, even the bit of grass that I didn't really spray, this bit here, must have got a bit of the original spray. And finally, just that bit there. So that's it then. As you can see, they're all pretty much dead. The only tiny bits of green that are available were on that extremely tough little thing. Now, like I said, when I did mine, I gave it 3 applications. I wasn't patient enough, as I mentioned earlier in this video. I did it on sort of like day 1, day 4 and day 6. Now that, to me, over the 2-week period, seemed to do the job brilliantly. This time I just did it once, and then another one 2 weeks later, and then this, you've seen the results of that sort of 9 days after that. So just 2 applications over a period of just over 3 weeks. So the main thing is, don't assume it's going to be showing signs of killing them within even 2, 3 or 4 days. Give it time. But if I was to do it again, I would sort of like do it and then do it about a week later, and then give it 2 weeks after that. So instead of waiting the 2 weeks first and then giving it a week, it's so cheap at 26p per litre ready to use that, you know, this whole video, 2 sprays has only cost me 52p. I used a litre per thing. That's done the entire side of the house. So it's not uneconomic to use it extravagantly. So maybe you can tell me a better way. If you've used it regularly, what is the best way? Is it sort of like spray it once and then again after 2, 3, 4, 5 days, week, whatever? It'd be dead interesting to know the most effective way. But like I said, from the 2 different ways I've tried it, I would sort of like tend to do it once and then another one a week later. Obviously rain, and we've had some massive thunderstorms here recently, would wash it all off if you'd only just done it. But if it's a day or so after, it's already been sucked into the plant by then, so you should be okay. So hopefully it's been of some use showing you what it's done, and it has pretty much killed them, everything apart from that tree thing. So yeah, an unusual one for me, not an electronic gadget, but like I said, I hope it has been of some use. If it has, please give me a thumbs up. If it hasn't, give me a thumbs down. If you haven't subscribed already, please click the little picture here of the shed on the right, left, whatever. And I'll be along with the next review as soon as I think of something to review. So it might be something to do with a car, the MG car, or something else. So I hope to catch you for that one. Thanks for watching this one. Bye for now.